I don't know if you guys have seen these guns everywhere, but I got my COVID vaccine. Yeah, feeling great. I'm just a little tired. That's all. We got some news to talk about. Hey, could somebody do the show for me? Yo, what's up guys, Sam here. Welcome back to another video. We've got some interesting stories to talk about today, from some Tim Cook news to some iOS 15 rumors, and even our first look at the new iPad mini 6 and the iPad Pro. Could the show get any better? It could if you drop a like down below and turn on that bell for notifications after you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the latest Apple news. Okay, so first up, I want to start off talking about something a bit personal to me, a story that actually involves my dad, Tim Cook. It's a weird relationship, and it's obviously something I don't talk about because it does hit very close to home, but like we go back, all the way 23 years, when I was born, when I came out of his womb. And I do think it's a bit weird that he never talks about me at the events, or give me zero stock options, and doesn't even follow me on Twitter, but it's okay, Every dad has a different relationship with their kid. That being said, my dad's getting old, guys. He's 60 years old. And in a super rare interview, he actually went on somebody's podcast to talk about a window into his life and the stuff he cares about. In this interview, he's talking about voting rights and social justice issues and LGBTQ plus activism. These are big ideas that I feel like a lot of CEOs kind of shy away from them, and they're like, just, we'll sell you data at Facebook, or we'll sell you products at Amazon. I really do believe that Tim cares, and I could not think of a better leader for Apple right now. But that being said, his reign isn't gonna last forever. He actually confirmed that he doesn't plan to be at Apple for the next 10 years, which I get, because running Apple at 70, that's a lot for your day-to-day. I'll barely be able to crush up my crackers at 70, and Tim Cook's run Apple? I can't even talk at 23. The thing that makes this interesting is that Cook never really comments on parts of his life, and he didn't flat out say it. I think the direct quote was something along the lines of, I don't know, 10 years is a lot, so maybe, but probably not. I don't think I'm gonna see myself at Apple in 10 years. But an interesting look into the CEO of Apple. This interview was amazing. I'm gonna leave it linked down below directly just because it was so good, and you never just hear him talk casually. And I don't know, it's cool. I love podcasts, so it's really, really great. Hey, if you subscribe to my podcast, Genius Bar, it's linked down below as well. And you know what? It's actually better than your podcast, Tim. Okay, so sub to Genius Bar right now. But let's be honest with ourselves here. Does this guy really look like somebody who uses protection? I mean, just look at him flapping in the wind. He doesn't use protection. I use protection. That's why I use WeVPN. See, the guys over at WeVPN came from all the other VPN companies that were doing sketchy stuff to make a product that was fundamentally better. And this month, they're celebrating their anniversary, which means they've introduced the 2 years plan that includes 2 months for free, which means you're only paying $2.69 a month to access all the premium features, over 50 server locations, and access to BBC iPlayer, Hulu, Netflix, all your favorite streaming services to unblock the content you want. And just for iUpdate viewers, on top of the anniversary deal, you're getting an additional 10% off at checkout when you go to wevpn.com/iupdate. So my challenge to you is this: whether you just heard about a VPN today or you've been using a different one for years, if you like me, if you trust what I do here, then go over to wevpn.com/iupdate and get started today. Okay, now for this next story, we're talking about iOS 15. And up until basically 3 days ago, we knew this much. I'm not even gonna use an arm motion because we knew nothing about iOS 15 until a couple days ago. Sure, Apple leaked the fact that it was gonna be called iOS 15 the other day, and we've even seen the device support. It's gonna move up and cut off things like, I believe, the iPhone 6S and iPhone SE finally. But like me, without this glass of water here, I'd be bone dry as well. That's why I drink my water. Drink your water, kids. Get those iOS 15 leaks. The news this week comes from McGuire Wood. And to be fair, McGuire does not have a proven track record just yet, but he has gotten a lot of things right historically. He's not on Apple track just yet, but I feel good about these. I've talked to McGuire about these leaks personally, and he's convinced me that what he's reported is legitimate. And that consists of 2 different features, which again, these are the only somewhat credible iOS 15 features that we've heard about to date. The first is about dual authentication. When iOS 15 comes out, Apple later in the beta cycle, probably closer to the launch of the iPhone, is planning to launch a new API for developers that allows them to use both Face ID and Touch ID consecutively. Why would you want to do that? Well, because the 2021 iPhone, the iPhone 13, is said to support Touch ID for the first time since it was removed with the iPhone 10 in 2017. But they're not getting rid of Face ID when and Touch ID comes back. I mean, if you've been paying attention to the rumors, you know it's going to be complimentary, which is actually kind of sick because that means to get into some apps that will be locked, it will be even more secure. It won't just be your face or just be your fingerprint. It'll be your face or print. So that you just basically just hit your iPhone to your head and you're into the app. All joking aside, this, I mean, essentially confirms that it's coming to the 2021 iPhones. Like, we already heard it from every credible source, but obviously software level, there has to be some support there as well. The second feature though is something we have not heard anywhere else and something that I was not personally expecting, and that is a redesigned version of Control Center. But also, like, when you look at Control Center, there's no lie that in recent years, we've gotten a bit crowded in here. I mean, these apps aren't social distance. They're all kind of snuggled up together. They've got the HomeKit stuff they've thrown in there, and it just feels like there hasn't been a sense of direction here. And maybe for a lot of you haven't needed it, but I'm always down for some part of the iOS operating system to be redesigned, to be reinvigorated, and filled up with some love once again. Yeah, I'm still kind of salty about the iOS 7 redesign, and like, you know, this year there's been a ton of speculation about other design changes as well. Check out this article from Mac Rumors, noting that Apple has updated a couple of their icons on iOS to look a bit more neumorphic. If you guys have been subscribed to the channel for a while, I actually covered this a while back. Are you telling me you haven't watched all my videos? Get the frick out of here. But I talked about this a year ago because there was some speculation this would happen to iOS 14, considering that iOS 7 was the big redesign, and then 7 years later was iOS 14. So maybe it was just delayed by a year, and we're getting it with iOS 15, but I even tried to ask Mark Gurman, who was the original source to say that iOS 7 was getting redesigned back in the day, and he totally just dodged the question. I love you, Mark. I love the tomfoolery going on here. It's just, you know, an answer would be cool too, but it makes it so much more fun this way. I personally right now am not expecting like a system-wide OS redesign, but Control Center sounds very realistic. It hasn't really been touched since the iPhone 10 came out, and with Apple adding a bunch of things in here, I would love to see some combination of like the app switcher inside a Control Center, kind of like this. It was a jailbreak tweak actually back in the day, and to this day I feel like allowed me to multitask the best. That's all we've heard for iOS 15. I don't know I don't know how Apple was just like year over year. Like, if you guys remember, iOS 14, the literal build leaked to 9 to 5 Mac. And every day for 3 months, they had a new story about it to the point where almost nothing was a surprise. This year, nothing. It's gone. They've locked everything down. And you'll start to notice, like, there's a lot of things coming from different sources this year because I really feel like Apple has had enough of the leaking. But, man, it's just so much fun, guys. Please don't crack down on it too hard. I gotta be excited about something all year. And boy, oh boy, speaking of exciting, you guys have not seen the iPad Pro and the iPad Mini 6 like I have. These are the craziest looking tablets. I know I hyped it up in the intro, and I just don't know if you're ready. We're gonna, you know what, I'm ending the video now because you're just not ready for it, I'm sorry. You ready? Okay, well, they've actually been behind me the entire time. Oh, gotcha. Oh, what are you gonna do? Fooled by a YouTuber? You can tell by my level of sarcasm that there's literally oh my God. There's nothing different about this year's iPads, but the dummy units courtesy of Sonny Dixon has leaked, and Sonny is oft reliable for these things. He has gotten me some stuff in the past, and I trust his take on this. So Sonny shared some of these images on Twitter, and as you can tell, like, there are really no design changes coming. I mean, he says the iPad Mini 6 is a little bit thicker, and honestly, I'm actually kind of surprised we see the iPad Mini 6 because nobody's really been talking about it. I mean, perhaps the iPad Mini 6 is just around the corner, and that's why we're seeing the dummy images as well, because the new iPad Pro is supposed to come out sometime next week according to every credible source in the game. But in all reality, the good news with these images is that they line up exactly with what we've heard. Not one person with credibility has said the iPad Pros get redesigned. Not one person with credibility has said this iPad Mini is getting updated with the full screen, all screen redesign. Apple's working on it. That there's a chance it could happen in the future. But right now, imminently, this is it. This is our first look at Apple's early 2021 iPad updates. Everything we're gonna get functionality-wise, maybe a new Apple Pencil, faster processor, better cameras, Thunderbolt port, it's gonna be on the inside and it will make the experience better, but design-wise, like, don't expect, oh, the iPad Pro's not redesigned this year? Dude, have you listened to the rumors, or are you just kind of dreaming out here? And again, we should be seeing this soon. So I'll keep you guys updated until then. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at iupdate in case you haven't already. Follow at AppleTrack for all the latest Apple news. And can I have a hug before we go? Come on. Thank you. Yeah, it was great. It was great hanging out with you today. Hope you're having a good day. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, drop a like down below. Hit subscribe for more. You guys got me out of breath. All right, I'm gonna peace out. I'm gonna go eat some dinner with my friends, and I will catch you cool cats in my next video. Peace.